All right, everyone. Just to make sure, right, we're all on the same page. Welcome to the Youth Quest event intro or information webinar. So, appreciate you all being here. This one probably isn't going to take that long. We're really just going to be talking about more of what to expect, making sure you have all the information you need on how to register, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But just to let you know, we do have a follow-up webinar later on, I believe in February, that will go over some more of the details about like the march, the day of, and how to be prepared as a coordinator, sort of facilitating the space with your youth partners. But yeah, for now, this is more just to get you all started. So we'll go ahead and begin. First, just want to introduce ourselves. My name is Ignacio Burgos. If we haven't met, I'm the Youth and Young Adult Program Manager with California Youth Advocacy Network. And Jocelyn, I'll let you.
Yes, thank you, Ignacio. Hello, everyone. My name is Jocelyn Rodriguez. I am the Administrative Program Specialist at CYAN, and I believe this is gonna be my fifth Youth Quest. Is this your sixth, Ignacio?
No, I think I'm same as you, maybe
I
because
think you're a year ahead of me. I don't
no,
know.
no,
We
we're
just
same.
celebrated our work anniversary, so we're
Hey.
yeah. But this is yeah, thanks for introducing me.
Yeah, and
Hi,
this is our
everyone.
wonderful team. I'm sure you've met a lot of these people. If you haven't, looking forward to the chance where you do get to meet everyone on our team. But yeah, we have a wonderful, lovely, dynamic team as well. So just want to give you faces to who's behind all of this. So, circling around the purpose of Youth Quest, first and foremost, really to normalize and open up a space to where we get to celebrate and promote youth power and advocacy, really have that youth centered space. Everything that we do and how we organize this, how we design it, is centered around that foundational purpose. The other thing is, I've heard from many young people, and I always say this, where especially in the advocacy work, sometimes it can feel a little lonely, right? You're working to change something, the norms in your environment, working against substance use. And sometimes there can be a little bit like peer pressure or other youth that don't really understand the purpose. So, this is an opportunity for young people to come together and see that what they're doing is a collective movement. It's not something that they're working on alone or with maybe two other young people. There's many young people across the state that are working on this movement, and that's a powerful thing. And it's a way for them to also be able to demonstrate, to show their commitment, and be able to be activated around these public health causes. Other thing is provide a space for young people to actually get to engage with their decision makers. These spaces are not the norm, right? It's not always that young people get the opportunity to talk with their decision makers, to be able to be in that room where the decisions are made. So this is our way to elevate their ability to do that and bring them directly to those people so that they can share, right, what's going on in their community. They can talk about the priorities that they need to be addressed in their community. And they can also just, yeah, share any other things that they've been working on. Again, as we said, demonstrate their power as well. And as I said in the beginning, this is a youth-led and youth-created event. Our youth board and COF board, right? But mainly our youth board of directors, they design the Youth Quest. They come up with the logo, the theme, they do the research, and everything that you see on the day of is an outcome of all of their hard work. So this wouldn't be possible without every or all of their involvement and them leading this cause and this movement as well. So just to give you a little ballpark, I believe last year we had a total of 57 coalitions that attended. That's across the state, across all of our partners, right, that are doing this work towards tobacco prevention. And we had about 400 total attendees. And I believe this year we're probably expecting about the same. Justin, do you have any ballpark on the numbers so far of where we're at with expectations?
I do not have a ballpark number as of yet. But that is probably what it's been consistent throughout these past few years, so that's probably what we're gonna see this year as well.
Yeah, and this last year, the numbers, this was a growth from the previous year. So I'm happy to celebrate that and see that we have more and more young people that are getting engaged and involved in this, more partners in different communities. Yeah, that's a powerful thing to be able to see. So just want to put that out there. That's what you're all going to be engaging in and be a part of. So yeah, yay. All right, I'll pass it to Justin.
Okay, so this year's Youth Quest, as some of you may have guessed, will be at the Safe Credit Union Convention Center. And I say that because we do switch on and off from the Sheraton Grand Hotel across the street and to this convention center. But personally, I like the convention center more. I think it's a bigger space and it's easier to get out once we start marching towards the Capitol. So yeah, this year it will be at the Credit Union Convention Center, and it's really nice because there's a parking lot directly across the street, and we also end up having a secured room. So for those of you who are planning to travel on a plane or just bring any luggage or you're worried about any bags and stuff, we do offer a room that will be locked throughout the event. Um, Give me one second, Ignacio. I lost your little clicking thing. Ah, found it. Okay. So yeah, so for those of you who are flying in, the Sacramento International Airport is the closest airport to us. Now, it is about a 16-minute drive on a good day without any traffic, but I would schedule out for maybe like 20 to 30 minutes just to be sure you get there on time. And if you're coming on Amtrak, the Amtrak is local to the downtown area, and it's probably a 7-minute drive, if that. And for those of you who are driving, those are all the ways you can go. I am a Google Maps person myself, so I don't know about all the numbers on the roads, but those are all the options. Um, okay, let's see. And I'm gonna give it back to Ignacio to speak over the agenda. Um, yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna go back real quick because I believe like I-99, I-5, that's more some of those highways are more if you're coming from like North Side, Trinity County, Redding area, kind of coming from those central locations, or if you're coming more from the Valley, I think even down Santa Clara, if you're driving from there, you'll probably be taking that I-5 99 eventually to get onto like the 50 West.
Thank you for that lesson, Ignacio.
Hey, I got it. And then for the agenda, this is just a snapshot of what to expect for a day. Some things might change slightly, but for the most part, this tends to be locked into place. So I'm going to go through everything that we kind of expect to participate in so that you kind of have, again, a ballpark or an idea of what that day is going to look like. So first off, we have that 8 to 9 o'clock registration time. This is more of a loose time for you to kind of come in, get acclimated, get signed up, and we'll have these tables at the front. And all these pictures, actually, which I love, these are from the Safe Credit Union. So sometimes if that's the case, I'll let you know so you know what that inside space looks like. But we'll in this space, I think it would be either depending on which way you're coming from, but you'll be taking elevators to this room where there's a whole bunch of windows facing the room where we're going to be at. That's when you come around the corner, you'll know where you're at. But we'll be providing free T-shirts for the Youth Quest event with the logo, which will be updated and we'll provide more information on that in the next webinar. But and this will also be where you get your packet with all the information, everything you need to be prepared for the day. So during that time, I think we're also offering like light breakfast, water, some beverages, coffee. So it helps to get there earlier so that you can be relaxed. You can do a little bit of mingling, have time to sit down and actually enjoy your some food before we get started. But we understand like if you get closer more towards like that 9 a.m. But do try to get there as early as you can. After we pretty much get everyone settled in, we do like to begin with a welcoming. So some of that is a little bit of like an icebreaker. It will also be an event overview, but even before that, we have sort of a tribal youth doing a welcoming ceremony. And that is really led by Annalisa Cortez. She is leading I believe, the tribal youth leadership group associated with Tribal Community Coordinating Center. So this is all in partnership, and she's a really awesome, powerful. Like I'm giving shout outs and kudos, powerful youth partner, and really happy to have her involved in this. So that's how we're going to be starting the day. After that, we'll get into actually more of the content knowledge, the information. This is where the youth board is going to be presenting on their key messages that they came up with, that they did research on. And it's not so much just talking about the what, because that's what's going to be in the pamphlets. We'll prepare you with what all that information, like the key messages or key points are, the data points. But they're also going to be talking about the why, probably providing a little bit of like the history, how we got to this point, why it matters, and how to really talk about this or implement this into your discussions when you go to meet with your decision makers or when your youth partners do. After we do more of that heavy knowledge, we break it up a little bit with a nice, healthy, friendly competition with the march chants. This is just a time for everyone to have, in a way, a shouting competition. And then this is where we designate the young people that are going to be leading each of the sort of marching groups. And usually we have these little chants or slogans that we go by. These are developed by the youth board, but usually when the youth advocates kind of come up onto the stage and they're doing the competition of like who can get more people sort of engaged and rallied up. Sometimes they put their own little spin on it, which is always fun to see when they kind of get their own rhythm going. So we have a little moment of developing those chants or practicing. And then after that, we do a little practice and information on how to actually conduct a legislative visit. Not only do we provide a presentation, we also like to do a sort of a little play, pretty much, or I forgot what that's called. If anyone can remember that, but that's okay. It's not a play, but a practice session.
Role playing.
Role playing. Thank you. So role playing session, just to show an example of what it looks like if we're probably not using the skills that we provided, and you're maybe either being too quiet or not really respecting the decision maker there and allowing time for actual dialogue. And then we also provide an example of what it looks like when we're implementing those best practices and really providing the information very clearly and making time for it to be more organic and have discussion with the decision maker, right? So we try to prepare your youth partners as much as possible throughout this time. And after we've given you all the skills and the information, that's when we actually go into preparation time for you all to work with your youth partners to go over what key messages really resonated with them and practice how you want to deliver that message to your legislative office. And after that, we do a little bit of like a working lunch where everyone gets to work on their posters, create whatever design they want to, whatever message that they will be able to utilize during the march. Lastly, and this is pretty much going towards the end of the event, in a way, end and the start, right? Where we do have our march, we'll provide the path that we're going to be having at the next webinar. But along this time, we have road crossing aids, we have signs on the ground to kind of help everyone navigate which way to go. But at the front of the march is going to be the youth board. So they already will know what the path is going to be and they'll be leading everyone towards the proper direction. But this is a very charged moment. This is when we have the march leaders that are shouting on the loudspeakers. And this is where our youth partners really get to show their power and be seen in the community to where everyone can really hear what our cause is all about. After the march, this is where we meet at the Capitol for I think I skipped that in the last one. Yeah, so we do march to the Capitol, and that's where we have the the press conference. That's where our youth board members are going to be speaking, doing their speeches before we actually like dissolve and get into the legislative visits. So everyone should get those that information sent to you. I think Jocelyn's going to be going over some of those details along the lines that you'll receive, throughout your registration. But okay, I'll go ahead and pass it to you.
I don't know what I did. Is it just me?
Yeah, no, you're all good.
Did you stop? I can't see. Oh, there it
Oh,
is.
did you lose the
Okay.
window? Yeah, yeah.
I
No,
lost the
everything is still
window and
good.
then it was just my face.
I've been
Okay.
there. I know.
All right, everyone. So, for those of you who have not yet gone on our page to register, when you go on our page, cyanonline.org, you're going to navigate to the trainings and events sections at the top navigation bar. And once you click it, you will be taken to this area and you will click Learn More. And that is where you're going to find the registration button as well as the FAQ button and some more pictures and more information about the event. But I'm looking at all of your names and I see a lot of familiar ones. So a lot of you must have already registered. But if you haven't already, that's how you're going to want to get to the registration link. And yeah, so for those who are coming, we are only allowing 2 adults and 6 youth per coalition, but as always, we do allow for a wait list. So if you're wanting to bring more youth, we once I receive your registration, I do reach out with a confirmation email, and that is where you will have a unique ID, I mean, a unique link where you will see the wait list. So if you're wanting to put more youth, that is where you would do it. For the schools that may have some restrictions on how many adults they can, or I guess there's rules around it, right? We do allow up to 3 adult coordinators. It just depends on your situation, right? So just reach out if you have any questions. And it is a free event for CTPP funded organizations or organizations that are pairing up with their CTPP partner. And for those 2P programs, there is a cost for each individual. It will be $100 per participant, and this covers the food as well as the t-shirt and other things. I keep forgetting where my clicker's at. Okay, so the registration process. It can be a lot, but I'm going to break it down. So it's in 2 phases. The first phase is where you go on our website, you click that registration button, you put in your information and the other coordinator's information, the estimated amount of youth you're bringing. That just kind of gives us a ballpark number. And then the legislative offices you're wanting to visit. And if you don't know your office, there is a link in that registration that takes you to where you can put in an address and it will show you which legislators are local to you. Now, once you register your coalition, that in itself is due by February 6th. And once I see that you've registered, I will follow up with you. If you registered after the 13th, I have not followed up. I have to do that today. So I will be sending emails today. Um, but once you receive that confirmation email from me, you know that you're in phase 2. And with phase 2, that's where you will be listing which youth members you are planning to bring. And if you see on the bottom right-hand corner, that gives you an idea of what your registration list will look like. So there's 2 spots for coordinators and 6 spots for youth. And under that, you'll see that yellow bar. Any additional youth or coordinators you want to bring, you can go ahead and list them there. And I've also made it so that there's hyperlinks on the forms if you need them for easier access. But in that registration email that I will send to you, it will also have a link to a Google Drive with the media authorization form and the liability form. We are only requesting liability forms from the adults, but for youth, anyone under 18, we require liability forms and a media authorization form. And if they do not want, if them or their parents or guardians do not want them to sign a media authorization form, that's okay, because once they get to Youth Quest, we will have that on file and we will be able to give a sticker just to make sure that our media team doesn't take any pictures of them and that they're left off any, website, any media stuff. And yeah, and then we ask for dietary restrictions because we also just need a ballpark of how many vegan or gluten-free types of meals we need to order. And youth registration will close on Friday, February 20th. So you will have plenty of time after you register your coalition to recruit your members or, put in their information. And then forms aren't really due until the actual Youth Quest event. So yeah, you don't have to worry about forms right now. The biggest thing is just to make sure your coalition has registered. That lets us know you're coming. And then just keep a lookout for that email I will send soon after so you can begin registering your youth.
Okay. And also want to plug in the Tribal Youth Quest with their theme this year for Rising Together. So anyone, if you're working with tribal youth or you're on a grant program or whether you're funded or not, right? I definitely want to recommend attending this pre-event. So this is being hosted by the Tribal Community Coordinating Center. And this is going to be basically a taking place the day before, and this is going to be an opportunity to where your youth partners can come together. They'll be gaining some additional skill building, right, on how to engage with community leaders, be able to really have discussions and also trainings on learning about tribal priorities. And then I believe also this is definitely providing a space for really just like connection. And I think I was in Tuolumne County, Miwok Tribal Reservation yesterday, and I was getting a tour, and I was talking to one of the language or people working with the language reclamation. He does a lot of things, wears a lot of hats. Carlos over there, but something that he said, and I really want to. I want to circle around that with the purpose of this is like this community is small but mighty. So really want them to have that sentiment because Youth Quest sometimes can be a little overwhelming and it is a different kind of space. But if we can have that relationship building, the skill building, the preparation beforehand, it will make that process on the day of Youth Quest a whole lot more comfortable, easier, more impactful. And I think there you are. Yeah, so here I have when we send out the link to this page or this PDF. This is this image right here of the flyer. That's a hyperlink. You'll be able to access it easily that way, but we can also share it in our email, a follow-up email. And then also on the right side, this is going to be the landing page to register for the event. So, and that is still taking place in Sacramento at the California Automobile Museum. And again, that's the day before. It's a whole day event. Definitely recommend it if you are working with tribal youth. And just to, I believe, Nicole, if you are on the call, if you want to unmute yourself, if you want to add anything else, if I didn't touch onto anything.
No, that's pretty much it. Thank you, guys, and I'm excited to see a lot of our tribal partners here. Yeah, so Ignacio had said it is going to be a full day event. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner will be provided for your Native youth. It is Native youth, Native young adults who are working with your coalitions. It is a separate registration. There is no additional fee for CTPP funded projects, so you are more than welcome to register if you are bringing Native youth. We find that our Native youth are sometimes missed with larger coalitions because of our community's isolation and, those kinds of things. So If you want to give your kids the opportunity, this is also going to be where they're going to be talking about and planning their little opening for Youth Quest the next day. So we'll get a lot of impact from that. So please, if you have any questions, I will drop my email at the chat, Rachel Miller Rife. If you can put yours in the chat as well, I saw you in here. Please just reach out to us if you have any questions, concerns, not sure if this would fit your whole coalition or your program, please feel free to reach out.
Yay, thank you, Nicole. All right, so I believe lastly, yeah, and I'll pass it back to Jocelyn.
Yeah, thank you. So, here are some resources. By the way, since this is being recorded, this will be posted on our YouTube channel, and the links will be sent to everyone who registered to attend this webinar, as well as everyone who registered their coalition already, in case anyone missed it. So these resources are available on our website as well, but we have the Youth Quest flyer in case you're still trying to promote this within your own circle. You can go ahead and use this updated flyer. And then we also have an FAQ sheet. We try to cover most questions, but as always, if you have anything, I always like the interesting questions. If you have any interesting questions that may not be covered on the FAQ sheet, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. And then we have a training module. This is great for youth who want a little, I believe it's for Kim updated it this year, but I believe it's like a legislative training, just like a pre-training, if you wanted to get a little bit more experience or just kind of know what you're in for. And yeah, but all of this will be shared in emails, and then you can also find it on our website. And then, Carlo, I see your question, potentially withdraw from registration. Yes, of course, you're always welcome to drop. And then the sooner you let me know, the better. But yes, that's why we kind of set these deadlines so far out. We have internal deadlines as well. So if you need to drop, just let me know, and that's okay. You can always drop more people. You can always swap someone if, say, you put someone's name down, but you're like, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to make it or not. Well, you can leave their name for now, and then you can always put someone else's name, as long as I'm getting their letters, their liability forms, and things like that. It's fine.
Can I add one thing
Yeah.
too? And you might be applying with your or registering with your coalition. You may have high aspirations to get so many young people involved, and just putting it out there, one is enough. Okay, so even if it's disheartening where you had a large number and it drops down to maybe there's only one left, still put the effort in to bring them and give them that opportunity. One is enough because that one person will come back to your community and be able to share those skills, that knowledge, and that excitement of this event with their peers, from that point on. So just want to, yeah, put that there too.
Thank you. Let's see. Oh, and here's a short little video, if you haven't already seen it. And it was just, this was 2 years ago. We didn't get a highlight reel for last year. We have a bunch of videos, but we haven't put them all together. But this is the one from 2 years ago.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and
If
push.
you want to play it. Oh, I
Yeah, I'll
can't
push
play.
play.
Okay.
And then I see a couple of questions about like the hotel block, about the links, and we'll definitely be providing all that as well in the following or the follow-up email too. But I'll go ahead and play the video. And actually, let me make sure I'm sharing sound, right? The age-old troubleshooting.
Hi, my name is Lawrence Mimoto, and I'm from El Dorado County, California. Today, we're here at Youth Quest 2024, a gathering of youth-related groups all here to advocate for improved tobacco policy, and I'm so excited to be able to have a great day full of youth advocacy and collaboration.
Advocates like us marching to the steps of the state capitol play a vital role in raising awareness about the dangers of commercial tobacco and supporting cessation programs.
We stand united, speaking up, speaking out, saying enough.
Right. Yeah. So a very nice short promotional video. And that's really just showing, again, a little bit of the event. You saw the march and also that press conference at the end where we're at the Capitol steps when we're doing the speeches, kind of making our stand before we do the legislative visits at the very end. All right, so this again as a PDF when we send this, but also in the email, this is going to be all the hyperlinks to everything you need to know. I even plugged in the Tribal Youth Quest flyer in there for ease in case you don't see it in the earlier slides. And then, Jocelyn, anything else you want to add?
Um, I don't think so. Just what you said, all of these links will be provided in the PDF form. Um, and I think that's it. I'm ready to start answering questions. So, Deandra, I see your question about the room blocks. We do not have a room block, but if you are state funded, I think the Sheraton Grand Hotel across the street from the convention center offers state rates. And then there's a few in downtown that offer state rates because of all the government um, workers that are there. But if you ever need any other suggestions, I do have like a compilation of hotels we recommend. I can also attach that in the email that I will send to the registrants. And yes, there's another webinar in February. It will be on February 26th. Thank you, Nathan, for asking that. That's the one that's going to go more into depth about, okay, this is what our theme is going to be. This is these are our key messages that the youth board came up with. It's going to go over more in-depth things like where you can park. I don't know, all the specifics,
Yeah,
right?
the pack,
So,
what's going to be in the day's event packet.
yes.
Oh yeah, all that.
Yeah,
All
so that's going to be the 26th, but that one is not posted on our YouTube. That one's unlisted. So, in order to be able to get a link to that webinar, you have to register your coalition first. And in that registration confirmation email, you will have the link to the coordinator webinar on the 26th. And so, yeah, the link has not come out yet. It will come to you once you register your coalition. Yeah. Does anyone have any other questions? Time on the webinar is at 10 a.m. on the 26th.
Oh, and I think another thing, we didn't talk about this, but if because I know sometimes it might be hard to get like permissions and, with pulling your youth out of school day on a Monday. We have parent letters, we have school staff admin letters. So if you need any support from us, um, in that regard, on that side of the logistics, or in anything, just reach out to us because likelihood we've got the resources or things prepared to help and support you and make sure that your youth partners have an easier navigation through this process and ability to attend.
Yes, Lucia, we are going to send all of these links and the PDF and the PDF to this presentation to everyone who's registered and who's here today. So yes, no worries. And let's see, talk about any talks about hosting a cannabis component for Youth Quest in the future. Oh, that's a great question. Ignacio, would you like to answer that?
I will say, so far as of now, Youth Quest has mainly been funded under like CTPP. But as and Vicky is here, but I'm gonna feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but potentially as we grow and we gain more capacity and partnerships to host other events that focus on cannabis and other things, I'm sure that we would love to create that space, you know, on I'm sure other topics too. But yeah, Vicky, feel free to add into that.
Nope, that's perfect. Due to funding, we are focused on tobacco, and maybe in the future we can take on other topics as well.
I Can I add the other thing, like intersections, right? Of course, there are many things that interweave with tobacco use, tobacco prevention. There's no reason why that can't be brought up in connection with tobacco. And if you need support in doing that, that's also a space where we are experts and we can support you in.
And I just saw Carla's question. You're interested in recruiting youth leaders who will be attending for the first time. Yeah, so the letters to the parents and school administrators can be found in the confirmation registration email. So once you've registered your coalition and I send out that email to you, you will have it there. It will house all of the forms and stuff. Also available in Spanish, by the way. I forgot to mention that. If you have any youth that are Spanish speakers or their parents or guardians are Spanish speakers, we have that for them.
And yay! Hey, Carla, I see you. That's exciting.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right. Well, if anyone has any other questions, you're welcome to stay on. Otherwise, I think that's about it. Just make sure to get your coalition registered, and I will be sending out. If you register by today, I will send out your confirmation email by today, so you can have the rest of that information. And then just be on the lookout for any emails coming from me with this information as well, like the slides. Thank you all.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank
We need some
you.
outro music.
Good one.
Lourdes.
Hi, sorry, I was late, and missed the whole meeting. Will there be an email with the
Oh,
with the
yeah,
information?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I believe that after the meeting ends, I have a whole list of who's attended or who signed up for this webinar, and I'm going to just do like an email blast out with the slides and what is it? The slides and the link to the YouTube video. So you'll be able to watch it again if you missed it. It will be posted on our YouTube video, our YouTube channel.
Okay, thank you.
Yay. Okay. And then, yeah, we'll stick around. If anyone else has any other questions, feel free. Just let us know.